Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday morning. Good morning, all, on Twitch on this 09.01.2023. Current time is 05:56 a.m. Eastern time here in upstate New York. That'd be the southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside, and where, according to Twitch, we have an excellent broadcast going so far. 30 frames. Okay, yeah, we're at 30 frames. Okay. 59 on the. I dropped down to 45. 50. It goes from 59, drops to 45 on the KBS signal here on the OBS, but on the Twitch, 52.78. So last 15 minutes. But good morning, Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Twitch. Rich Roberts over there on Truth Social, over there on Instagram Threads, as well as X, formerly known as Twitter. We all think it's still Twitter, I think, despite what Elon Musk might want to think. We post instead of we tweet now, but I think we're still going to use the word tweet. But we're getting our Friday morning going. We do have the morning coffee here as far as that goes for a hashtag positive start to the day. Hashtag PSTTD. And thank God it's Friday. The weekend is here. For those working people, they have to just get through the working day, and the weekend's here for them. As far as that goes, some have said, oh, you're on a permanent weekend, aren't you, since you're retired? It's going on over four months now, and it's going good. I'm enjoying it. We've had, I think the only rough spot we've really had is with Calvin here of late, but he's doing great now. He's bouncing all over the place now. Mrs. was making the bed yesterday after washing the sheets and stuff like that, and Calvin used to just jump up there, I guess, to get underneath the sheets and stuff. He's doing that again, so that's a big tall tale sign that he's getting, and he's pushing the other cats out of the way to get to their food. Even his mother, Lucy, which she can be a real, can be a real bee sometimes, I guess. But we love them. They're good cats and stuff like that. So we're off and running on this Friday. We had a good week, I hope, and because that's the whole purpose of this, is for me to get up, get a positive start today. Hopefully it transforms out there to you all watching this and viewing on the replay and stuff. We repurpose this over there on Rumble and YouTube, which we've had some good success. And I noticed, I guess, last week, I broadcast Guild Wars 2 on a Saturday, the game, and Lord of the Rings. And over at YouTube, especially the Guild Wars 2, I have more views on that than I do on here on Twitch, which is I don't know, it's odd. So I just looking at that, I'm looking at all these, they're a measuring stick. And I'm like, usually I get like anywhere between, 3 to 5. Maybe I'm lucky I get 6 or 7 views over there on YouTube. But normally around 2 or 3 or something like that, especially this broadcast, this type broadcast here. And Rumble, I probably get maybe 1 or 2. But even those, the gaming ones, they more than triple and stuff like that in my case. So I had 30. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Because you're saying, okay, it's going, that's the norm, and then all of a sudden, like, what's this? 30 views? It's not even a week yet, and I've got on YouTube. It's like, that's big. That's like, oh, it's all in the good fun of live streaming here and stuff like that. But let's see, currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, which surprising enough, this morning is the first time we've dipped underneath 50 degrees. We're waking up to 46 to 48 degrees. 48 degrees Fahrenheit right now, which equates to about 8-9 degrees Celsius centigrade. It was a gorgeous day yesterday. Just kicked back and not really did anything. Just washed dishes, help with the wash and stuff like that, and keep the cat boxes clean. And I gave my first shot of Calvin last night too. I guess I got to get into knowing how to do the shots, and he winced a little bit, but I think he winced because I grabbed the back of his collar, his neck there, a little maybe too hard to make sure I get, because it's just a tiny needle, and it's only two units, but it's helping him. It's helping him. So that's the bottom line there. But gorgeous day yesterday. It is getting cooler out. We're noticing that on the walks too. So we're on the downhill side of summer here. But today we're going to have partly cloudy skies, high 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds light and variable. Sun will be rising this morning at 6:32 a.m., which is in about 30 minutes. It's 6:02 right now. And, you know, the times start, just to let you know, is going to be right around 5:45. I'm not rushing to get this going in the morning now and stuff like that. I think I'm settling into that new time frame as far as that goes. Maybe occasionally if I wake up early, like 4:30, 4:45, I can, because I'm not rushing. I'm not rushing to set this all up, and between taking care of the herd as far as feeding them initially and cleaning up the cat boxes and starting the coffee and all. It's a good 30 minutes as far as that goes, and you know, and it's like I'm up 30-40 minutes before I get my first cup of coffee here. Literally, my first cup of coffee is when I come on the broadcast here, and such. So the sun will be rising at 6:32 a.m., setting at 7:42 tonight. 7:42 p.m. tonight it'll be setting, and I was looking out there. I think, let me see something. Let me just check out the side window. No, we got cloudy overcast. Okay, we got cloudy overcast. Okay, that's why I can't see it. Yesterday we had the rare super blue moon yesterday, and I posted up a picture yesterday on my X, formerly known as Twitter feed. Clear the sawdust out of my eyes, I guess I'd call it. And it's a rare super blue moon, and it's not blue. It's just one of those things that just caught on, I guess, before it went into the Farmer's Almanac. We won't see another one like that. It's been the closest to us, and we won't see another one for like 20 or 30 years or something. Whenever there's two full moons in 1 month, the second one's always the blue moon. But this one is very special because it's the largest one we've seen as far as that goes. So, and it did look pretty large. But the picture I posted yesterday is behind some clouds, and it's sort of cloudy out there, overcast right now. So, but we're going to be having some partly cloudy skies for today. Looks like after 9 o'clock it's going to be sunny all day. And it was really nice yesterday. Our world times and temperatures as I speak at 12:04 a.m. in Honolulu, Hawaii. It's cloudy skies at 79 degrees Fahrenheit. In Phoenix, Arizona at 3:04 a.m. cloudy, partly clear, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh wow, 79. They took a drop. They were like 93 yesterday. Fall is coming. There's an indication. They've been in the 90s for like the last freaking part of summer, I guess. So Albuquerque, New Mexico at 4:05. Clear skies, 66 degrees Fahrenheit. Chicago, Illinois at 5:05 a.m. Clear skies, 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Down in the jungle, New York City at 6:05 a.m. And that's what the time is currently here in upstate, southern tier of upstate New York. It's clear skies, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Across the pond in Cork, Ireland at 11:05 a.m. Currently, it's partly sunny, partly clear. 63 degrees Fahrenheit in Milan, Italy at 12:05 p.m. Noontime, lunchtime there in Milan. Sunny skies, 75 degrees Fahrenheit in New Delhi, India at 3:36 p.m. 3:36 p.m. in New Delhi. Sunny skies. Now they've got 97. 97 degrees Fahrenheit. In Mumbai, India at 3:36 p.m. also 88 degrees Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, partly clear. Kuala Lumpur at 6:06 p.m. Kuala Lumpur has sunny skies at 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Tokyo, Japan, 7:06 p.m. early evening in Tokyo, clear skies, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. And down in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, 8:06 p.m., 52 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy, partly clear. But over in Sydney, Australia, at 8:06 p.m., also same time, clear skies in Sydney, 57 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. We have a thought for the day today. This comes from a gentleman I think we can all say is a pretty decent dude, and that's the former president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela, who passed away a number of years back, 2013 there he passed away, December. He was born in 1918, wow. Nelson Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid. Apartheid was very bad in South Africa. An anti-apartheid activist, politician, and served as the first president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. So they didn't have elections prior to that, I guess, and stuff. So Nelson Mandela, a very influential and individual there for South Africa. His quote this morning in our thought for today goes as follows: the greatest glory in life, the greatest glory in living is lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So we have to. We're not going to win every fight. We got to lose a few fights to win the big one, I guess is what he's saying. Okay, and it also brings back right away Thomas Edison's thing. You failed several times trying to develop a filament for the light bulb. He said, no, I didn't fail. I just know a thousand different filaments that won't work. I will be successful. And it's along that lines. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, because we're going to fail. We're not, that's part of life, is learning, and we fail, but we pick ourselves back up and we go forward and we press on as far as that goes, and we try and we become successful. But in rising every time we fall, you have to be able to pick yourself up. You got to rise after you've been knocked down, as far as become stronger, as far as that goes. And I really believe that. So that's a fantastic quote from Nelson Mandela. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. So that's always a good thing, and such. That's what makes him a great former leader of not just South Africa, of the world, but what he represented it. So very high regards and respect to Mr. Nelson Mandela. Let's see, our national day for today is, let's see, broadcast going good. Picture looks great. Picture, I've got, I'm getting in the habit of putting my tablet up, so I got a picture when I'm using the Surface 3, because it has my outline tabs of what I'm presenting here. But today is Friday, September 1st. It's the first day of the new month. We're starting a new month. Where did August go? Where did August go as far as that goes? And we have our thought for the day, and let's see, today it is the 244th day. It is the 35th week of the year, and it is 67% through the year. And let's see, we have National No Rhyme Day. No rhyme. So why they got oranges day? Nor reason. Nor rhyme or reason. No National No Rhyme Nor Reason Day. Why do they got oranges on the picture? Why is that? Let me check this one out real quick here. As far as hey, I heard a ding there. That was. Oh, you know why? I guess that's why. Okay, I gotta mute that. Okay. I heard the ding, Ted. Ted Hicks is in the house. Hey, Ted, good morning. We're deciding whether National No Rhyme Nor Reason Day is going to be the national day, and there's an orange. I have no idea why that's there, so I'm not gonna. There's no reason for it, so we're not gonna go with that one. Let's see. We have National Hotel Employee Day. Yeah, what the hell? National Cheetah Day or whatever that is. National Forgiveness Day. National Chicken Boy Day. No, I don't think so. National Burnt Ends. The burnt ends of meat. Okay. National Food Bank Day. That's always a good one. National Colors Day. Yeah, college is starting. College football will be starting here. I think it started last night. I saw when I was watching. What was I watching last night? Some other science show, I guess. I fell asleep on the couch, but I saw there was a whole list of college. And good morning to the missus. She's out there, and happy September. Yes, it is September now, Ted. Thank you. Ted Hicks is in the chat listening, and he is on his way. No, today's Friday, so he's working from home. It's work from home day. See, I'm getting to know that, Ted. I'm getting to know that. We're going to be talking about Ted here in a bit because I was listening to his podcast. Actually, I was watching the YouTube version. He has two versions of it. We'll get to that here. We're trying to decide what National Acne Positivity. No. What the hell? We're going to have to go with National No Rhyme or Reason because there's no rhyme or reason for any of these. So let's go with today is National No Rhyme Nor Reason Day. National No Rhyme Nor Reason Day on September 1st recognizes words that do not rhyme with any other words in the English language. Okay, hashtag No Rhyme Nor Reason Day. While September celebrates many random days, this observation focuses on specific words. I think in my case it's specific. I can't find a decent national day, I guess. Words that don't rhyme with any other words are called refractory rhymes. Poets' reasons that avoid these words help keep their poetry consistent. However, refractory words only interrupt poems where rhythm and reason matter. So there we are. And most of our quotes and thoughts for the day, the authors of those quotes and thoughts are poets and stuff like that. So they're probably familiar with the refractory words. I never knew. I learned poetry. I learned about poetry in my English lit classes, and I don't remember. I vaguely remember that word, refractory words. Dr. Sapita, she was a professor I had for English Lit 1 and 2, and God bless her. She was a great professor leader. She worked for IBM for a number of years before she became a professor for the University of Maryland and stuff. She lived for books. She never watched TV, never listened to the radio. She would occasionally watch a reel-to-reel. This is before Betamax and no, we had Betamax and VHS tapes. But she always, if she watched something, and I remember, and I told this story before, we had a gathering, and it was a really good gathering where the class came together at her home in Aviano, her apartment, and there was a bunch of us. We brought wine, there was cheese and stuff, and bread, and we watched this old version of Romeo and Juliet. It was a couple days before going on a field trip to Verona, where the story took place, Verona, Italy. And in the movie you see, and this was the main point she wanted to see, because everybody knows the story, okay? Two families, but you got the son and the daughter, they hook up. But the whole part was to see this grand balcony. Well, the balcony's no bigger than this box here, as far as that goes. And there's this bronze statue of Juliet where her left breast is all shiny. It's bronze, but brown, but it's all shiny bronze around because you touched your breast for good luck or something. As the saying goes, only in Italy. But you imagine the story that's being told. You see this, Romeo underneath this grand balcony of this rich lady girl that he loves, and she loves him back, and it's not that big. It's no bigger than the back stoop here, back stone step porch. So there we have it. Our good friend Ted Hicks. So I want to say that I was listening to you, Ted, just before coming on, about first 25 minutes, and I actually wrote down some notes as far as some comments on our good friend Ted Hicks. He graced me with a very good. He's always thinking of the other broadcasters and stuff, and he's incorporated, and we appreciate that. And here's my cards. Now, Ted, you got to remember. You got to give the real credit to these cards. These cards, Michael Bathurst used these cards back in the Blab days to recognize people, and I'm just taking that. This is nothing I did. I did not come up with this concept. This is a Michael Bathurst, Ted Hicks of Late Night Parents. He was on last night, and I enjoyed popping this card. These cards. Our good friend Michael Bathurst, who's sort of coming back over there on YouTube Live in the morning. He's the one that used to do these cards all the time over on Haps. Remember Haps? This is from Haps. That's my name tag for Haps. That's the Blab Owl. That's from way before Haps. But he's the one. I got to give credit where credit's due, because I like the way he popped these, and I have a host of people that do come up here, so we want to say thank you. Check out Ted Hicks on Late Night Parenting. He has his current show up there on YouTube. That's his ex, formerly known as Twitter handle, @RealTedHicks. And he'll have the link up there, I'm sure. And I'll probably, after I get done with the replay, give you a like. And also a like on the YouTube, Ted. He has both the visual. He has Mr. B. Michael Bathurst made an appearance in the chat. Oh, did he? Okay, I haven't gotten that far then. I got to the part where you guys were just starting to talk about ESPN. I only watched like the first 25 minutes of it while I was setting up here. That's another reason why I'm slow on Fridays. I'm listening to Ted on my earbuds. Ted, and he had Brian. It's always good to see Brian, his perspectives, and Mr. B. He has. I imagine, was Tony on there late? I don't know. You can preempt it. I don't know. Did Tony come in because he's late night? I'm not sure what time you were on last night and stuff. I didn't check your. But I did get the notification, so right away the earbuds go in as I'm feeding the cats, and I'm listening to Ted, Brian, and Mr. B, JoJo down there, and he's in the Bronx. Yeah, he's in the Bronx. I keep on thinking he's in Queens. He's in the Bronx down in New York City. And Ted's out there in Long Island, fellow New Yorkers. Brian, well, he's down there in Houston, Texas, as far as that goes in that hot weather. But there's a few things that... where's that dinging coming from? Did I... Hey, Tim Fan. Yo. Been busy again. No problem, Tim. Glad to have you here. We know you're a contractor. I believe me, I know full... We were talking to a contractor Wednesday here. We'll get to that here in a little bit. But glad to have you, Tim. And Ted and JoJo and Brian, they were talking about Disney, and we're not going to have Disney in this household here, it looks like. And Brian is an honorary New Yorker, exactly. But Disney, they were talking about Disney and what's going on with Disney. I don't know. Disney, if they don't get their act together, they're going to implode. And they used to be a staple. Walt Disney, if he was alive today, he'd be saying, "What the frick are you guys doing?" And it's obvious they're not. They're in trouble. I mean, it doesn't matter what side of the coin you're on. They're in trouble as far as that goes. I'm already accepting the fact because as far as not watching Disney anymore. As far as there's some good show. The only show I really wanted to really watch on there would be The Mandalorian, but I guess I never got into Game of Thrones. They were talking about Game of Thrones also, as far as the good writing, and the last episode wasn't that great because the writers just want to, it's a money cow, so they just put it out there. And that's what Disney's doing. I have to agree with what Brian said and JoJo said there, Ted, concerning Disney. Disney is just, they've gone off the rail. They really have. You don't change, did they repaint the Mona Lisa? No. It's good just the way it is. So leave the story to good. Just because it doesn't accommodate a certain agenda, well, big deal. It's entertainment. I agree with that. And I'm starting to see that with some of the entertainers now on both sides. Okay, both sides. Even this one guy that he has a really good song there, Richmond from Virginia, in Richmond or something like that. There's a at his concerts, he's opening the Bible, and I guess people like that and stuff like that. But if you spend so much money to go see an entertainer to sing, I mean, years back, this is during, it's probably 2 or 3 presidential elections ago, Bruce Springsteen, who I love his music. One of my kids' teachers, she's a diehard Bruce Springsteen fan, would go to concerts and stuff like that, or wherever he was close to in the Northeast. One of the concerts, I remember on a parent-teacher conference there, we got talking because she has a picture of Bruce Springsteen. I remember first seeing it, said, Bruce Springsteen, a picture, what's with that? I said, oh, that's my favorite, and which is fine. It's her classroom, and he has some great. He's a great musician, great artist. But I guess he got up there during a concert and he started talking his political views, and it's like, yeah, okay, everybody has them, but there's a time and place, and Disney's doing that now, and I think that's Disney's downfall. And it's making it bad, like Brian had said, when you're working hard all day long, you just want to kick back and boom, get some good entertainment to take you away from the daily grind and some of the crap they're trying to change and stuff. Some of the stuff they're changing, I think, with crap, and it causes controversy. And in entertainment, you don't need controversy, even though there's a writers' screen guilds strike still going on, I guess, from what it says. But Disney, this household's not going to have Disney here by the end of the year. I can foresee that. I may not have Netflix if there's another raise. Now, Paramount just raised their prices $1. And Paramount's great. I love Paramount. We watch so much on Paramount with the Star Trek series and stuff. And that's the thing. Disney has Star Wars, and I'm not interested. Now, if I watch Star Wars, it's on the TV, on the cable, the old Star Wars. Last night, I guess I started watching Solo wasn't that bad. I like Solo because it tells a backstory leading up to, but the first 3 original, there were 4, 5, and 6 in the chapters, but the very first ones that came out in 77, 78, and such. The recent ones, it's like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's the writing is not that good, and it's okay. You got the special effects. Yeah, that's good, okay. But you could take the last 2 Star Wars and what's the show I'm watching on Paramount? Strange New Worlds. Blows them out of the water. The writing is good. The characters are good. Star Wars is all over the page. So Disney is on its way out in this household. ESPN, God, I know you remember this, Tim. Tim, you probably remember it if you watch the TV with the sports. But Ted is Sports Center. Remember Sports Center? That was an NTD. I don't know if that was separate from ESPN, and then ESPN absorbed it. But ESPN, college football starting. I love their things on their commentating on college football. I've really gotten back into college football because of ESPN. The commentating, they're right there on Saturday, get you prepped for the game and stuff. Good insight. But even that is like, it's. I don't have the time to watch subpar broadcasting on the sports and stuff like that. So I'm right there with Brian and JoJo as far as that goes. And Paramount, they went up to $6.99. They increased $1, which is fair, okay. But when you got Netflix raising their rates up like $4 or $5, if they do another raise, I'm cutting Netflix out. We're looking at Netflix as the next one on the chopping block after Disney, because it's just like I don't get my money's worth. And if I'm watching more of Paramount, I'm gonna say screw you Netflix, screw you Disney, Paramount. You're the main thing, because eventually all those shows that they're showing on Netflix and all that. Ted, yes. Loved Sports Center, Big Scott Van Patten. Yeah, exactly. When I was in the service, I used to watch Sports Center before going into the starting a 24-hour duty, and then even the next morning when I was at the crash house. That was the second time we had TV. You could have TV, but my first time there we didn't have it. But it was my second time through at Aviano after I got married. I could watch Sports Center on Armed Forces Television Radio Network, and it was great having the coffee and getting the sports. I mean, real-time sports from Sports Center was great. I love Sports Center. I could still remember that was probably the best sports show I've ever seen on TV as far as that format. Now it's just gobbledygook a lot of times as far as that goes. One of the things about sports, I guess I heard from, I guess it's Michael Bathurst. He's talking about football, which is good. Okay, a Canadian talking about American football and stuff like that. Get his perspective and stuff, which I don't know. But he's talking about football. But he mentioned, I guess, the running back from Dallas. God, what's his? Zeke. Zeke is going to the Patriots. That's like, whoa, that's going to be interesting to see this year. Netflix is way too... Yes, it is getting... It's in that realm now, Ted. I agree. Netflix is getting too expensive. Too expensive. And it's just ridiculous, the amount of money you spend and as far as that goes. But Michael Bathurst, like I said, he's coming back. For the people that are watching on Rumble and YouTube, Michael Bathurst... We met him and I met Ted over in Haps, and this is a Haps logo. One of the good things. But Tim, can you give me your opinion of Haps? Just to give you a lead in. If Tim is still there. Tim is a contractor out there in Michigan, and he's probably yelling at the guys to get back to work. As far as that goes, but the other day we had a contractor. It looks like we're going to get a new kitchen floor. We're working on that as far as that goes. So I'll have to take some pictures and present them here, as far as that goes. I think Tim isn't with us anymore and stuff, but Tim would say Hap sucks. I'll just say it for him. He popped in, as far as that goes, but he's probably getting back to the day job. He has an early start. He's out there in Michigan, which right now it's 6:30. It's 5:30 there, but he's probably been on the job site for a couple hours already, and such. So, but I wanted to mention that, Ted. I'm glad you're here on a Friday, and you usually are now. I guess I'm starting to notice when people come in and stuff like that, and Haps rhymes with. Scraps, yeah, I guess. Scraps, yeah. There was some good things that came out. You know, they're just like anything that's really bad. You can always find one or two little good nuggets and stuff like that. And the best one is meeting you, Ted, and Tim. No, I didn't meet Tim over in Haps. I know I met Ted, our good friend Tony D. JoJo, Brian, as far as that goes, and we always like talking. You always got to look back and see where you came from. You can't forget where you came from, and it's always going to be there. You can't erase it. You know, as much as you try, as far as that goes. That's just my opinion and stuff. There's other people that have other opinions, and that's fine. That's what makes life so interesting. Our difference of opinions and stuff. Yesterday I did do a Fireman Rich audio podcast. I said that right without saying the anchor word. But we have out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, scientists are finding no new whole new ecosystem hidden beneath the Earth's seafloor. And what that pertains to is, everybody says with the so-called climate change. I'm not denying there's climate that's going on and it's changing. We've had a hurricane down there. That's just, for me, that's just part of the natural rhythm of this blue marble we live on. And no, that's not the one we had. It's not an ecosystem. It's about something else here. What is that? That's the out there in it's almost smack dab in the middle of the where is that? Out in the middle of the Pacific. They've gathered 40 years of data of a remote coral in territorial waters of Palu, where it's adapting to the whatever point something degree the oceans are getting warmer, and but they're potentially at a rate of 0.18 degrees Fahrenheit per decade, and research says they estimate that this is the bleaching too. There's a bleaching problem. So I talked about that yesterday, and that's these little things. That's the canary bird in the cave. Our coral reefs. If they start getting degraded and stuff like that, we're in the world of crap there as far as the way the world is, because the oceans, they cover 75+% of this world, and there's a lot going on down there, and the coral reefs are a major part of that. But they're surviving. They're coming back. They're even thriving, they say. And this is out in the middle of the Pacific, where you see coral reefs along all these little islands and stuff. So we talked about that, and that was pretty interesting. I got I think that one, and what is it? What we got here on the social media here? Hang on, I just got something here. A alert. Let's see, what do we got? We got a few likes there. Okay, that's good. Okay. So I'm having fun presenting that, and I think the one let's see, Thursday was about the coral reef. The one I did Tuesday is about the India. This week we're here on the Earth, where the last three before that, last week and the week before, were out in outer space. Tuesday we talked about how India is taking care of their carbon emissions problem. So I can't rag on India anymore, because there's data saying they're doing their fair share. I think their fair share, they're cutting their emissions 33% over the last several decades or years, since 2009, I believe. So that's a couple decades right there. No, it's not. It's at least 1 decade and a half. So they're cutting their carbon emissions. But our good friend Double J's, who was in the chat Monday, he says, I don't know nothing about that. He's right there in country. He says, you can't really notice that, I guess. But the data is there saying it is happening as far as that goes. So, and then yesterday, Wednesday, we talked about the hurricane. I guess they're making a recovery and such as far as that goes. And let's see, our signal is doing pretty good. Okay, that's good. And let's see, okay. And let's see, on our history for today, let's see, we're at 40. Okay, we're right on schedule here. Our history, here's some good news history. 59 years ago today, relief pitcher Marshy, I'm going to butcher his name. Murakami toted onto the mound for the San Francisco Giants to pitch the final inning, a 4-1 loss against the New York Mets, facing four batters, striked out 2, and prevented any runs, while becoming the first Japanese-born player ever to play in the Major League Baseball. So that's 59 years ago, back in 1964. Well, I always thought it was we had I can't remember the gentleman's name there for the New York Yankees. He played first base, but the Japanese players are making they've made an impact over the last several years. But the first national Japanese Major League Baseball player here in the United States back in 1964. He retired in 1982, but returned to the Giants spring camp in 1983. He was not signed as a player, but became a batting practice coach for the Giants' home games, where he also worked as a scout. So a little baseball history there. Speaking of baseball, Ted, I saw how the Mets there. I think they lost the Sunday game, but I guess you looked like you had, when you're wearing your Mets uniform shirt and the hat, you're a diehard, man. I know how much of a diehard Met fan you are now, because you're wearing the colors. You wear the colors of the home team. You are a diehard fan. Just like my younger brother would love that. He would love that. As far as I saw that picture, it's like, way to go. I just wish the Mets won that game. I guess they lost that Sunday. So, you're at the ballpark, and that was good. Let's see. U2 on this day in 1979 released their first record and EP. Yes, Blue and Orange. Yep. Let's go Mets. U2 launched their first record with the initial run of 1,000 individual number copies, only available in Ireland back in 1979. Let's see. Uzbekistan declared independence from the Soviet Union. Another one of those countries back in 1991. The whole year 1991, Soviet Union was imploding. These other countries becoming independent, which was a good thing. Let's see. On this day, back in 1985, a U.S.-French expedition located the wreckage of the Titanic, which we've had some sad news here the last couple months there, with the people going down there in the submergible not surviving after their submergible imploded. But the Titanic was first discovered on this day on the floor of the Atlantic Ocean, roughly 400 miles off Newfoundland. In 1715, following a reign of 72 years, King Louis the 16th of France died for 4 days before his 77th birthday. 1897, the first section of Boston's new subway system was open. As many times that I was stationed up at Hanscom Field, just outside Boston, probably like less than a 20-minute drive. Up there in Hanscom is right there in Lexington, Concord, and Bedford and Lincoln, Massachusetts, right in those four communities. And it takes like maybe down route, I forget what route it is that you go into Boston. It takes like 15-20 minutes. I never went on their subway. They had a subway. New subway system was open. Let's see. In 1923, the Japanese cities of Tokyo and Yokohama were devastated by an earthquake that claimed 140,000 people. And 1939, on this day, World War II began with Nazi Germany invading Poland. And the world changed as far as that goes. And let's see, on this day in 1972, here's a good one. American Bobby Fischer won the international chess crown in Reykjavik, Iceland, as the Soviet Union guy resigned before the resumption of Game 21. So Bobby Fischer became he was 1972. When I was in grade school. I was playing chess back then in grade school, and he was an influence for all us chess players back in our younger days. And that's about it as far as that goes, and that's good. Yeah, chess. I don't play as much. My kid brother, my younger brother, he was a when he was down at the VA down there in Queens. God, what's the name of the Queens VA? I can't think of it. He knew the. He actually worked for. Let's see. Let me look that up. VA hospital. My kid brother, he was a very, very avid avid chess player, and the VA hospital there in Queens. God, what was the name of that? The James Stevens, I think, VA. Jamaica. Let's see. I'm gonna take a stab at James Stevens. Okay, it's the James J. Peters Memorial Hospital, I guess it is, or something like. He worked for James Peters when my brother got out of the service. He was a firefighter for the city of Newburgh, and he was looking at becoming a New York City firefighter, and he had an accident. He became paralyzed, and he ended up going back to school in New Paltz, getting his accounting degree. And he worked for the Veterans Paralyzed Association. He worked for Mr. James Peters, and that's where he passed. Was down there in the Queens VA. As far as complications of the number of years of him being of being paralyzed and stuff like that. But when he used to go down to the VA hospital there in Queens, the James Peters, I think it's James Peters, right? Veterans Affairs Medical. Yeah, the medical center, the James Peter Medical Center there in Queens. He would visit there and have to stay there for some medical treatment, as far as that goes. And they would line up outside his door to play chess with him. So that's the point I was getting at. He had fun. He said, as far as he sometimes jokingly said, yeah, they knew I was coming there to have a stay for treatment and stuff like that, and they were already making a list of who's going to play Willie in chess. And he used to kick my ass. I beat him a couple times, but he used to kick my ass. We Bobby Fischer. Oh, there's Tim Fan. He came back with the Hap sucks. I knew you had to do Tim. Hap sucks. Thank you, Tim. Tim is back with us again. Hap sucks. Thank you. Now we're going to have definitely hashtag positive start to the day, because we know Hap sucks. That's Tim saying for the folks there on Rumble and YouTube. There, our good friend Tim Fan, the contractor out there in Michigan. So I guess that little bit of knowing, talking about Bobby Fischer and chess, that it all, and the Mets. Then he was a Mr. Ted Hicks. My brother was a die-hard Mets fan. I have my ex-wife's Netflix account. If you need, no, that's no. We're not going to do that here, Tim. Thank you. No, don't even do that, please. I know you're joking, but Ted, my kid brother, he was a diehard New York Mets fan, so he would have loved that picture of you in your the Met uniform, shirt, and hat. And he was a diehard Miami Dolphins fan, so I watched I get a chance to watch the Miami Dolphins, and the one game in particular was always the New York Jets against the Miami Dolphins. He used to go to that game there. No, I really do, and I give it away, and that's all right. I'm getting ready to shit can Netflix next here after Disney, so glad to have you back though, Ted. Or Tim. I'm getting Ted and Tim mixed up. let's see. We're getting towards the end. We're at 52. I got a couple more minutes here. But Ted Hicks's broadcast is over there on his. He's at Ted Hicks LNP. Oh, you got an LNP? You know, if you have a legitimate LMP there, Ted, did you know if you win the Mega Millions, you don't have to declare? That's one of the things that I've learned here in the last 6 months or so. If you have an LNP,
LLC.
oh, it's an LLC. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's LLC. I've been corrected. Okay, I thought it was LMP. I saw the initials there. What was it again? LLC.
LLC.
Yeah, an LLC.
Liability company.
Okay, so it's an LL. You have to have an LLC. That's okay. The missus, I stand corrected by the missus. She's out in the living room. Oh, I love her. I love her. She's great. But Ted Hicks's YouTube channel, it says, there's that ding again. You love this. Mrs. R to the rescue, Ted Hicks says.
Yeah.
I was wondering what was LMP? No, Ted Hicks on his YouTube handle. It's at Ted Hicks LNP, whatever LNP stands for. I don't know. Well, let's see. What if I just type in LNP? Let's check what LNP says. That has to do with some type of business. LNP. No, it doesn't say. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, late night parenting. Oh, duh. Wake up, Rich. Okay, late night. Okay, there we go. Ted Hicks at late. Okay, but for the folks there on Rumble and YouTube, and also if you're watching this on the replay, yeah, more coffee. I got to get my second cup here. Ted Hicks at Ted Hicks LNP. That's his YouTube channel. I'm looking at it right now on the Surface 3. He has the visual, the live stream, and he also has, I like the way you put up the Spreaker. He's on Spreaker, okay? Just look up the real Ted Hicks on Spreaker, and he puts the Spreaker version of the YouTube on there. A lot of people doing that with their audio podcasts, as far as that goes. See, so the missus is. Thank you.
You're welcome. How'd you come up with LMP?
I don't know. It's like I see, but it's LLC. That's what it is for the. If you're going to get the Mega Millions here in New York, it's advised that you get an LCC. Yeah. Okay. Give me a chance. Okay. I caught myself. It's an LLC. If you have that, you don't have to say your name. Thank you. It's like everybody wants to be on this show. No, that's okay. It's all in good fun. But check out Ted Hicks's broadcast over there on the YouTube channel. It's a very, I look forward to it every week, except when Ted forgets. But that's nothing compared to my idiocies, I guess, here. But Ted puts on a quality broadcast here, and we appreciate it, Ted. I never get tired. Again, check out Ted Hicks, please, over there. He has a great panel with Tony D, Mr. B, and Brian when he's not busy. Brian is a great. I love Brian. Brian's a great guy. I'd like to sit down and have a couple beers with him and stuff while he's. That'd be it. There's a gathering, Ted. We all go down to Houston, and Brian cooks up so he does some barbecue for us, some Texas barbecue. There we go. All right, I guess that's it. So again, I want to say thank you for you all being here. We're going to go ahead and exit stage left here. We're getting close to the top of the hour. And I want to say thank you very much to Mr. Ted Hicks from Long Island. Thank you, Ted, for being here. You have a great day. And we'll be talking with you, sir. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, let me back up. I forgot. let me one more thing. We got one more thing. Baseball. The Yankees lost to Detroit last night, and the Mets did not play. Canadian football, we have football tomorrow. Lions and the Alouettes, Montreal team there, playing tomorrow at 7. Sunday night or at 7, we have the Blue Bombers and the Roughnecks. And then at 1 o'clock Monday, the Argonauts Toronto team play the Tiger Cats, and Elks and Stampeders play Monday night. So Monday afternoon there's a game, and then so they changed it up. And what is it? There's no NFL football this week, so baseball's going to have to suffice, and I'm going to probably catch some Canadian football this weekend. So you all have a great weekend. Again, thank you, Ted Hicks, real Ted Hicks on the Twitch here, and thank you, Tim Fan, for popping in on your busy morning there on the contractor site. They're out there in Michigan. You guys have a great day. I really appreciate you guys being here in the chat. And for those that are watching, that watched here on the, sort of sitting in the background, thank you for the views here on Twitch. Thank you also for the views over there on Rumble and YouTube, where you can follow me. It's Richard M. Roberts on YouTube, and it's Fireman Rich over there on Rumble. And you can follow me on Truth Social, Instagram Threads, and that X program, formerly known as Twitter, as Fireman Rich. I'm over on those platforms. So you all have a great one. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. We'll be popping up sometime this weekend doing something. So you all have a great one wherever you may be. Live life. Have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace, as I'm going to be working towards my second cup of coffee. You all take care. Ciao for now.